Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to the Dice Tower Board Game Breakfast. It's another week. We're in December and I'm cold because I'm doing this from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In fact, I'm here at PAX Unplugged, which by the time you watch this is over. So we're not doing a whole lot of blogs and stuff from PAX Unplugged, but we're going to start this video out with just a little bit of an overview that Roy put together showing some of the sights and sounds of PAX Unplugged. Here we go. So what's getting added to the Dice Tower library this week? Well, we got Project L. Really enjoyed this one. 10 Days in Europe. Of course, I'm going to be putting all those in the library. And Magic Maze on Mars. A lot of people are going to like those. The new Catan Starfarers, of course. People are going to want to try that out. And Red Alert, Space Fleet Warfare. The space thing for Richard Borges. We needed another copy of Pandemic to stick in the library, so if you just want to play the base game. And then Richard Breeze gave us some of his key games. Key Market, Keeper, that's a keeper, and Key to the City, London. We also needed another version of the base game of Clank. For our kids' library, we have Ob Dirk de Mauer and Runestones. Then, even though I thought this was kind of a one-time game thing, it works for a convention, and that's going to be Hoopla. And then we're also going to be putting in Sanctum. And then this game is actually going to go in both the kids and the adult library. We'll stick in the adult library first, and that's Monster Baby Rescue. Small games like The Mind Extreme, Battlelands, and then this series from Colossal, which is 3 different games, and The City from Tom Lemon. And then finally, one of my favorite games I played in a while, Blitzkrieg, and the Calco, Let's Draw, another party game. And that's what's being added to the library this week.
Peaceful tile laying game? This is Miyabi, coming up. Hi, it's Stella. If you like tile laying game, you should have a looky at Miyabi. But if you don't, still look at Miyabi. I have some special issue, but this one is fine. So the game goes for 4 rounds. Each round, one person at a time grab a tile and lay it on your own garden area and score points immediately. Depending on how high is the layer that you've placed underneath it, the higher, the more points you get. The trick is you must match the symbol on the correct row, and you can only put the symbol one per column per round. Trust me, it gets trickier after a while. You also score majority of symbols at the end of the game, and score if you are the first to place the type of item on the 5th layer. You can cover previously placed tiles and symbols if you think it's worth placing it higher for more points. I found it tricky to balance whether you want to get higher placement or majority symbols. You can always see what tiles are available on the round and try to block other players by taking the tiles yourself. I think it's fun, rules aren't too difficult, so you can focus on the gameplay. So the Dice Tower 24 hours Thanksgiving Marathon is coming up. At the time of filming, I filmed this. Depending on the date of this segment aired, you will see me and Taryn play through Miyabi then, or it has been shown, so watch out for it. Well, thanks for watching. We are on the Dice Tower How to Play videos and Meeple University on YouTube. Until next time.
Hey, I just got a new used game. I'm gonna take it upstairs.
I'm not on my side. I'm not on my side. I'm on my bottom. They really keep you like this all the time?
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
They used to store us vertically at my old place.
That's silly.
No. No, it's not.
I can't think this way.
My contents!
I don't mean to alarm anyone, but has anyone seen my dice?
My insert was not designed for this.
My Kickstarter stretch goals are everywhere now!
I had no idea.
Yeah, they do it for aesthetic reasons.
Yes, some people.
That's nothing. There's this guy on the internet, my old gamer watched, who flips his boxes just for the fun of it.
Oh god, no!
The monster!
Greetings and welcome to the Mega Meeple. I am Thomas Grogan. Now, we have all kind of circles of friends. I have my cigar friends, I have my motorcycle friends, I have my DJ and musician friends, and then I have my gaming friends. Now, let me challenge you. The people that you game with, are they just people that you game with, or are they your friends, your real friends, not your acquaintance or associates or anything like that? Are these the people, are your friendships with these people deep enough that you could call them up and when you're having a hard time and they'll listen to you cry and stuff? Will they come over and help you move? If you die, will they come over and clear out your browser history on your computer? Will they help to hide a body? Or is the only environment that you are interacting with these people a gaming environment? Is the only thing that you talk to these people about is gaming? And if so, are they really your friends? Or are they just a group of people that you game with? And what are you doing to change that? I don't know, maybe you don't want to be friends with these people. I don't know. There are some people out there that are like that. But, you know, just a little something to think about. Have a good week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
So here's what's coming from the Dice Tower this week. Well, a lot of reviews. I don't actually know what they all are, but I have stacks of them to talk about. We also have a podcast coming from Mandy and Suzanne. And what's really exciting for me this week is our top best of the year stuff is beginning. So I'll be doing a few top 10 lists of my own, but on Wednesday Live, we're going to be doing our top 10 surprises of the year. Then we'll be doing on Thursday our top 10 gaming experiences. And then on Friday, the big list of all, our top 10 games of all time. And also, at the end of that, we'll be saying goodbye to Sam because that's Sam's last day. And if you want to be involved in that, if you want to send in a quick video, well, you need to have it in by today, Monday, or maybe Tuesday morning at the earliest. But email me at tom@dicetower.com if you want to be involved. Otherwise, just come on board, watch them live. We hope you have a great time with that. The end of the year is here, and we got even more cool stuff coming next week, but I'll talk about that then.
Hello, and welcome back to Retro Board Game Corner. Here we have Trust Me, published in 1981 by Parker Brothers. This is a 2 to 4 player bluffing game in which we're trying to acquire the most money in shares. Let me set this up and show you how it works. Before the game starts, you will randomly put the briefcases and all the business around the board. People will select a color pawn to be, and it starts at the investment company. You're also going to start with $10 and 10 shares. On every turn, you'll roll a 6-sided dice and move that many number of pips along the game board in any direction. If you land on one of these phones, you can go ahead and take a look at one of the briefcases in that color. And you'll secretly do that. So now you'll know the value of whatever is there. If you land on one of these 3 spaces, you can go ahead and put your own lock on that briefcase to signify that you now take control of that company. No one can take that from you. And then you'll make it back to the investment company, and then you'll go ahead and get other people to invest in your company. And remember, only you know the value of the company. So they'll give you money, and in turn you'll give them shares. After everybody has had a chance to invest, then you'll go ahead and flip the briefcase over. On a single stack of bills, they'll just get whatever they invested. On a double stack of bills, they'll get double the amount. On a blank, they don't get anything. And on a you've been had, they lose everything that they've invested. Now the trick to this game is sometimes even though that the company is worthless, you got to bluff them into giving you money. After all the briefcases are gone, but only 2 are left on the board, whoever has the most money and shares will win the game.
Funny story of how he acquired this game. Back in the summer of 1982, our family took a cross-country trip in an RV. While in Washington State, his older sister won a copy of this game in a watermelon eating contest. And the retro board gamer cried and cried until she finally gave him the game.
I really don't think I cried.
Oh, yes, you did. You cried. And this is the original copy. If you have a comment, comment below or tweet him at RetroBoardGamer. And as always,
what's up everyone, my name is Melissa McCack and this is Smashin' Buttons and Slammin' Cards. This is a segment where I talk about a video game I love and I connect it to a board game I love. And this week I want to talk about Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This is a game that I've been playing for the Nintendo Switch. Originally, I really loved Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. That was my favorite out of the series. But Breath of the Wild is really giving it a run for its money. It's an RPG-style game where the artwork is beautiful and you're running around trying to complete missions, I guess, and going through the story, and there's side quests and all that, and it is a lot of fun. I would like to connect this to Near and Far. So there's a couple of reasons why I wanted to connect it to Near and Far. Near and Far has amazing artwork, and the artwork kind of reminds me of Breath of the Wild. I feel like the artwork is, or the art style is sort of similar in a way. Also, just in Near and Far, it's a resource management game. It's got worker placement mechanics, but it's resource management where your hearts are, your life points are your resource, your weapons are everything. Just like in Breath of the Wild where your weapons, they could break, so you gotta manage those resources just like your health points in Breath of the Wild as well. I love both of these games. They're so much fun. I love going through both of their stories and going on those side quests and everything. It's just a blast for me. Anyway, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. You can check out my podcast over on Room 51. I'll see you next time.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Aaron from the Board Game Brothers, and welcome to another episode of Mystery Component Monday, a segment where I show you a picture of a game piece, and it's up to you to try to guess what game that piece comes from. So, without further ado, let's put on our thinking caps, because here is this week's picture. Okay, time's up, pencils down, and thinking caps off. And the answer to this week's question is Timeline Challenge. Timeline Challenge takes the trivia card game Timeline and transforms it into a family-friendly board game. In Timeline Challenge, players test their knowledge by playing a variety of mini-games which require them to correctly guess the dates of historical events and inventions. There are 5 mini-games that can be played over the course of the game, which range from trying to guess the specific date when a card takes place, trying to guess the difference in years between the dates on 2 cards, trying to put 4 cards into chronological order, or trying to guess when a single card or multiple cards occurred by placing them into a specific range on the timeline chart that is provided on the board. The first player to reach the finish line wins. This game comes with a deck of 110 cards, but pre-existing decks of timeline cards can be mixed and matched to truly give all players a new and challenging game every time. Timeline Challenge is a fun and educational game that parents, children, and friends alike will enjoy. And that's this week's game. Let me know if you got it right in the comments below, and I hope you all have a happy breakfast and a happy Thanksgiving.
Hi everyone, my name is Danielle from the YouTube channel Board Game Bakes. This week I'm going to focus on Ticket to Ride by Days of Wonder. In the game you have your individual player markers, and that's what we're going to recreate today. Instead of doing a cookie, we're going to try making it from a glazed apple loaf. And we're going to dye the glaze different colors and add some white accents. Here's how you make them. The first step in decorating loaves is to cut them to the correct size. First you want to level off the top of the muffin. Cut each loaf in 2 by making lengthwise slices down the center to get 2 long train pieces. Leave a small rectangle of the removed bread to attach onto the top of the bread. Divide the glaze into 4 bowls and use food coloring. You can either use the drops or gel to get the desired colors. I created bold colors that match the pieces, including yellow, green, blue, and red. To put our trains together, use the bit of the thick glaze to attach the roof onto the train. Next, I created 2 trains of each color by pouring the glaze over the bread and spreading it until the entire train was covered. Finally, I created some additional glaze. I used the glaze to outline the train with the lines seen on the pieces. The actual pieces do not have white lines, but the white makes it easier to see the details. Thanks for watching this quick overview for how to make your own apple loaf Ticket to Ride pieces. You know, these would actually be really good for breakfast, so you could literally have your board game for breakfast, just like this show. If you want to find the recipe or the complete video on how to make these, find me on Board Game Bakes, and of course, I'd appreciate if you subscribe. Keep playing games and keep them sweet. Thanks for watching. Bye!
One of the questions I get asked all the time is, what do you get the gamer who has everything? It's really hard, right? And it's also difficult to buy someone something when that is their, it's their thing. You know, if I know someone who's a fisherman, I wouldn't know what to buy them. They might already have it. They might think that's bad. You know, it's the equivalent of someone saying, Tom, I heard you were into board games, so I bought you a copy of Monopoly. And I would sure put on a good face, but I wouldn't be super pleased, and they would probably not be pleased if they found out that, hey, they didn't get me something that was up my alley. And it would be hard to shop for me. You would have to know what games I'm interested in, what games I don't have, and that's a lot of work. You can do it, and that's pretty cool, but what if you don't know that person? So in gaming itself, I found that the best thing I can do if I want to get someone something is to, besides getting them something that's not gaming, like a gift certificate or whatever, but to get them perhaps some gaming accessories like dice, or go online and find something neat, a dice tower, maybe a gaming bag, things like that, because that's something that you will probably know if they have or don't have, and it's something that they might find useful. or you can get them a gift certificate to a store. Your local game store would probably make you one, or an online store, what have you. And so as I come to Christmas, we often think about what do we want to get ourselves. I talked about the Secret Santas, where people buy gifts for each other and all. I just like the idea of communicating with people. I like the idea of Christmas cards. One of the things I do each year on Board Game Geek is this Secret Santa Christmas card exchange, and sending people cards, and just the thought of that is a pretty neat thing. It's Christmas season, and people think about giving, and some people think about getting, I guess, but the idea of giving is interesting. And so knowing what to get somebody, or even knowing what your relatives come and say, what do I want? And I could be like, here's my list of games. But even then, they might crisscross and buy me the same game or what have you. So that's why I think gaming accessories is where I lean towards getting people, or maybe a shirt or something that's about board gaming, something along those lines. But of course, as always, the best thing is just to be nice and wonderful to each other. And as we come into this Christmas season, it's about to get crazy over these next few weeks. And I'm sure I'll say Merry Christmas to you all as we go through those weeks. But hold fast, hold firm, and have a great holiday season.
Two brothers set loose in a thrift store. This is Thrift Store Throwbacks.
What's up, Dice Tower? This is Thrift Store Throwbacks. Today we're talking about zombie mosh.
Man, Mosh Murphy in the house. Dude, let's mosh with the zombies.
No, stop.
Yeah,
Okay, zombie. It's a card game. Stop it. No, see, this is why we can't bring metalheads to the apocalypse.
Hey, man, you see any zombies around?
No.
Guess it's time to mosh out, dude.
Alright, so this is Zombie Mosh. First thing you have to do is pick a zombie mosher, and they're all super metal, and I love it, but let's go ahead and take these two. So essentially what you're trying to do is each zombie has different parts of their body: left leg, right arm, left arm, and head, and basically you're trying to put damage on these and trying to be essentially the last zombie standing. So throughout the game, you're going to be putting cards down. On the top means you are trying to hit that person. If you put it on your bottom, that means you are trying to defend. And these cards are all dual-sided, so this one has like left leg and then head, so you can choose which one you're actually trying to hit to try and essentially rip the zombies apart through sweet, sweet metal music. And then you're boom, 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 you're losing arms, you're losing legs, you're losing limbs as the song goes on. It's super metal. And then the last zombie stand-in wins.
Power growl time, so that was Zombie Mosh.
So here's the thing. This is an actual game. It's exciting that we found a real actual game.
It's a legit game that doesn't shrink and has components and things.
Yes, it does. And here's the thing. It's a little take-that-y game, but it's a fun little game. It's not too bad. I love the concept of like you're basically zombies moshing until the end of the song. Whoever has the most body parts left,
like, arms off.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious. This dude is super metal, and I love it. And it's just like. It's honestly, it's a fun little game. It's not great, but
every metalhead is immediately a zombie because they couldn't stay quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
now
they're partying. They're not letting it go
all the time. Yeah, it was great.
It's good.
So that was a Zombie Mosh. We are the Brothers Murph. Check out our YouTube channel if you want to check out more stuff that we do. And until next time, we'll see you in the pit.
Dude, we'll see you there, right?
Oh.
Hi, I'm Jordan. This is Second Chance Shelf, where I take a look back at an older game and see if it deserves a second chance off your shelf. This week I wanted to look at New World, a Carcassonne game. This is not a popular version of Carcassonne, to say the least. Let's see if it deserves its reputation. Alright, here's a quick setup of Carcassonne New World. Play just like regular Carcassonne. On your turn, you pick up a tile, you put it somewhere that it fits. Roads match roads, cities match cities, same thing. You can add people. Now, the thing about this, this is a starting board, so you're going to be building from right to left this way. There's also these surveyors. These are going to be marching across the top here. So on your turn, if you were to complete an area of the board, say the city, you'd score that, and then you would move the further back surveyor up forward. Anybody behind that surveyor will lose their piece. That's a little bit about Carcassonne New World. There are some good things. The art's really pretty. The theming is really fun. Now, the surveyors really kind of break the game, though. So the surveyors are moving from right to left, inch by inch, and as they're moving, you're removing your pieces from the board. That sucks. There is nothing fun about that. There is something in the regular version of Carcassonne where you are just trying to build cities and trying to jockey and maybe steal a city from somebody or steal a road, or, you know, you're trying to do things in order to, you know, get points over time. This game, you just got to get in and get out. And that's just not fun. It really kind of breaks down the spirit of Carcassonne. So if you're going to play this game, if you find it somewhere and you feel like picking it up, don't play with the surveyors. Just play regular Carcassonne with this game, and it's good. Play with the surveyors, the game is awful. Don't do it, skip it. That's it. I'm Jordan. Happy breakfast.
This is one of our brand new games coming up. It's in partnership with Jet Games, based out of Russia. So this has actually been released in Russia, and we brought it over to the United States, so we liked everything that we saw. So to give you a little bit of an idea what this is, just like the book in the War of the Worlds, this is what happens afterwards, right? So after they invade first, we've survived. So after we've survived, right, everything comes back. So now they're coming back to take care of everything that they did before, right? So what we've got here is it's 2 players only. You have the humans, you're the humans, and the aliens, that's me, I've come to invade. So everybody gets to build their own deck, right? Yeah. So you have a starter deck of everything you have here. They're all marked in the corner with what they have, right? Yeah. So you'll have yours, and I'll have mine. And they all do different things, right? Mm-hmm. So what we have is, just like any other deck builder, we're going to have our resources that they generate. Okay. Those are going to be available by the symbols that you see here on these cards, right? So basically, this gives me power. I spend that power to buy cards, right? For you, it's a little bit different because you make money, coins, just like in real life, right? Of course. You make money and you spend that money to buy more cards. The only difference is I'm bringing in ships, I'm bringing in special aliens, and you're bringing in boats, and you're bringing in tanks, and those kind of things. So the other cool thing is we also get to build buildings, right? What you're looking at here is the Kickstarter Collector's Edition of the game. These are cardboard components, so these will be cardboard standees, but you also have buildings that you can build buildings, right? Everything out here, as soon as we take care of the backers, it'll be available in retail.
Awesome. Yeah, your stuff is available everywhere, so that's
absolutely
awesome. Cool. All right. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
And that's it, folks, here. If you came by and said hi to us at PAX Unplugged, well, thanks so much. We appreciate that. It was a great time. And if you weren't able to make it, and we'll see you over the next year. Remember, we're going into a new year now. So there's conventions that people are going to say, what conventions are you going to? Well, we might go to Essen and Gen Con, but for sure we're going to be at our own conventions. You can still, you know, I mentioned earlier about buying something. You can buy someone tickets to the Dice Tower East, you know, or Dice Tower West. We'll see you at those places. A new year is coming. And we got new cool stuff coming this week and next week. So I hope you join us for that. Until then, I'm Tom Vasel. You've been watching Board Game Breakfast on the Dice Tower.
Thanks for watching Board Game Breakfast. Tune in each week for your daily dose of gaming goodness with Tom Vasel and all the gang. Until next time, I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching Board Game Breakfast, a Dice Tower production. Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.